Yes, fellas, welcome to Bala Sport. How you guys doing? Solo, Lino,
Yo,
What's going on? What's going on?
not much, man. This guy
what's
got
going?
his Bills hat on. Even the Bills are not playing. What's going
What's
on,
go,
Solo?
what's going on, General man? Because the last time I did not represent, people were like, "How come you didn't wear the Bills gear this last time?" I'm like, "All right, I just straight it up."
I
And
would say he,
hey, and,
he
and then I remember, I remember I was reading a comment on one of the past videos. Somebody was like, "Yeah, he's wearing Bills gear. Obviously, he'll think Josh Allen's MVP."
this guy.
I'm like, all right. Next time I won't wear my Bills gear. So my opinion is fair. But hey, it is what it is, man.
That's actually true, man. His opinion never fair. He's always backing Josh Allen, even when he had a bad game. Typical
And
Bill fans around here,
I
bro.
did. I did last week. What did I say about Josh Allen? I said he didn't play. He didn't play well at all.
So, I mean, Lino, do you remember that? I don't.
I do.
I see. Lino for the most part is fair.
Lino, don't start that shit, bro.
At
Don't
least he,
start that.
at least he remembers. You don't remember now. You got too much in your mind. On your mind.
He said, I got
Yeah.
too much in my mind.
He got too much on his mind. None of them are asking questions.
Right. Worry about asking questions, not debating us.
Yeah,
You know what? No comment, bro.
there
But
you go.
speaking of that, man, let's get this thing cracking, man.
Ah, boy.
Gentlemen, how was your holidays, man? Lino, Solo?
Hey man, beautiful man. You can't complain, man. We're still alive. We got some gifts, presents. First of all, we got the biggest gift, which is we are healthy and kicking. You know,
Preach, my brother.
so a lot of people are going through sad things. I just saw that plane crash on Christmas Day yesterday, somewhere over there in the Middle East. So a lot of people are going through tough times, man. But listen, we are now. I sound like James Winston. Yeah. We have an opportunity to talk sports, something that we love doing,
Yeah.
football. We had good football yesterday, football today, football what? Friday, Saturday,
Friday,
Sunday.
Saturday, Sunday,
It is crazy, man.
Monday. It's great.
I'm ready. I'm ready for it.
Yeah. It was pretty exciting weekend, man. You got Christmas Day, you got an NBA. LeBron, I heard what LeBron said that Christmas is NBA Day, but yesterday's games, man, were not disappointed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, LeBron's word carries a lot of weight,
Right.
but the numbers and the ratings say otherwise. That NFL ruled over NBA, and that's what NFL is king over
But
NBA.
the good thing is that NBA had a lot of games after the NFL was over. There were those late games, so people were able to. I mean, I watched the Knicks play
Right.
San Antonio, and I
Yeah,
was watching yeah. But we know that just in America, I think NFL is just much bigger than the NBA.
Did you guys think it was because of he was on Netflix? Because Netflix is worldwide. Everybody around the world has Netflix. I think.
But I don't think the interest level of NFL worldwide is the same as NBA. Even though they have Netflix, I don't think people around the world were tuning in like they'll tune in for the NBA.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense, man. Speaking of that, bro, Kansas City Chiefs, bro. Where do we start with this goddamn team, man? You can't get rid of these motherfuckers,
Oh man, I got
dude.
I got to sip a drink first.
Right. Especially as a Bill,
Uh,
especially as a Bill fan, it's like,
Yo,
we beat this
yo,
team. We the
yo,
only person team that beat this team, and
yo,
this team,
bro. How come the Bills the only team that at least beat Kansas City in the regular season? Everybody else looks like frauds, man. Like I
and just
like I said yesterday, man. The Chiefs are getting better, and I'm nervous. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
wait, Tom, he just said that he's nervous.
I
What's
am
you?
I
What's
am
you though?
nervous.
But every time when the Bills play a
No,
playoff game, you
no,
be
but
nervous.
yeah, but 2 3 weeks ago, it kind of looked like, you know what? Yeah, the Chiefs are winning games, but
Right.
they're not actually looking good. Past couple weeks, they're actually
Gotcha.
looking good winning games. So that's scary.
Mhm. Yeah. Whew. Speaking of that, man, Kansas City Chiefs versus the Steelers. Back to my home, throw for 3 touchdowns as the Chiefs clinched the top seed in the AFC, defeating the Steelers 29-10. Patrick Mahomes complete 29 out of 38, 320 yards. And Russell Wilson, solo. I can't wait to hear you take on Russell Wilson, bro. Complete 23 out of 37, 205 yards, and an interception at the red zone again. Another turnover in the red zone for Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
But
Again.
before we get this thing cracking, man, there's only one Chief fan here that I know. I mean, like all season, I heard your honest opinion. Look at this guy.
And now,
this is why Bill fans can't stand your ass, bro.
Yeah, I know.
listen, I'm the only Bills fan that can stand you.
Yeah, but LINO, take me through this game and tell me your take on this game. Because he was one of the game for me, in my opinion, bro. This is the best game I see Patrick Mahomes play, man. How your offense looking, how the all Kansas City Chiefs looking, got bye week.
Listen, man, the vibes are very high in Kansas City right now. I came out, we had this podcast, I mean, 5 days ago? I said we had a game in 5 days. And I said against the Texans, this was the best I've seen them play since the Baltimore game. Well, let's X that out. And now I'm going to say this game is the best game I've seen them play since the Baltimore game. I mean, they were just firing on all cylinders, offense, defense, minus the special teams, the missed extra point and the fumble. I'll get to that missed extra point in a minute. But the offense was clicking. And we're getting players back. And we're working them back. And what I loved about it is I talked on the day after the Texas game, and I said, Xavier Worthy, they're working him in. Last week, he had 14 targets, 8 receptions.
Right.
Yesterday, he had 9 targets, 8 receptions. The rapport just keeps on getting better with Mahomes. Kelsey's starting to get, and I don't like when people say that Kelsey, has he lost a step? Sure. But to say that he's not effective or that he's not, he has had a terrible, he has 97 catches, 823 yards, I believe. Almost had 100 catches this year. The only thing I can say about Kelsey differently than what people have seen over the years is that when he's not getting those yards after the catch. He's just catching it. He's kind of going down. So I wouldn't say he's washed. He's not washed by any means. I don't see it. The yards of the catch aren't there, but he's still being very productive. Defensively, I mean, we've been on one these past couple games. Like the way we've been playing against the Browns, Texans, Steelers, we've just been clamping down. We're not really giving up chunk yards. We're not really giving up touchdowns in bunches. I think we gave up 4 touchdowns over the past 3 games. It's very refreshing to see. I mean, Mahomes to Watson on a 49-yard pass. I can't remember the last time we completed a deep pass in the air. Like it's awesome to see. I love it.
That was since Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, what them after the game with the Netflix jackets, eating the red velvet cake out of the football, coming into the locker room, Andy Reid dressing like Santa Claus. You got Creed Humphrey as Chris Jones's profile picture now. Like everything about in Kansas City is like it's like they're getting their energy back, they're getting their swagger back, they're getting their mojo back, and they are primed and ready. It seems like this year has been a lot of battling through injuries, a lot of key parts missing, kind of plug and play, and now everything is kind of just settling down, winding. Just in time for the playoffs, fellas.
It's kind of funny because this is the first time I hear you talking about Kansas City this season, calm and collect with a joy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
and there's a lot of people saying that the refs, you know, with these flags, they have a lot of the KC logos on them, and they say that, oh well, if the flags weren't thrown yesterday, then the Chiefs would have. First of all, that's a 19-point difference right there. Number one. Number 2, Steelers had 4 flags, 25 yards. We had 9 flags for 90 yards. And they ran 15 more plays. They just made key mistakes. Now, Musa, I believe, he texted on Russ's interception.
Right.
I'm not going to blame Russ all the way. If you look, Pickens stopped his route.
McDuffie locked him up, and he just never continued with his route.
Come on,
Come on, man. Don't make no excuse for Russell throwing the
Oh no, no,
interception.
no, no. I'm not. Listen, he's got to throw the ball to somebody. So why Pickens? I'm assuming was the number one option in that route. So when
Right.
your number one option stops, now you got Justin Reed. It looked like they ran all goes. So now you got Justin Reed is supposed to play to the right to help McDuffie over top. He sees that Pickens stopped his route, so he's just going to slide over. And I don't think Russ saw that because he's looking over here. He's like, why the fuck is he stopping? So then he comes over here, sees Fryer move one on one, but then it sees Justin Reed. So maybe if Pickens knew how to be a little bit more mature in this league, because we've seen a couple of times yesterday where there was false starts, there was flags, there was this and that. He's a great player. He's just very immature. It's like he's throwing temper tantrums on the field. But getting back to that play, had he not stopped his route, Justin Reed, it would have had help over the top with McDuffie, and it would have been one on one with Fryer move. Don't know if it would have completed, but I'm not going to put that totally on Russ. I'm gonna give him 40% of the blame, maybe 30, because you can't stop your route in the middle,
Right.
man. You just can't do that. You can't just be like, all right, I'm done playing. Like it's not no.
Yo,
But
but Lito,
overall, man, I'm just happy with this team right now. It's the first time I'm like, it's about damn time. Like
right.
same thing. This is what LeBron said when he won his first title. It's about damn time. And here we are. Let's go.
Yo,
January. Here we go. 24 days off.
But you know what? To agree on what you just said, like Pickens, I think his if you guys watched his body language yesterday, every time there was a mistake, you saw his body language. He'll be throwing his hands up,
yeah.
Yeah.
acting like that. Now on that interception, I'm not sure. I mean, who was that for? But
Russell.
I kind of think that because of the time that he has missed and Russell, the time that he has missed, maybe the chemistry between them is just not where it should be. They haven't played together as much as I'm sure they like to. So
Mhm.
I don't know who's at fault, but I think they still as a fraud, still as a Super Bowl containers. Yeah, they kind of misled us throughout the season because they've been winning games. But guess what? They're not the Chiefs. The Chiefs have been winning games, but we knew it eventually they're gonna just erupt and become the team that we have come to know. But the
Right.
Steelers, they don't have that history to show us that they're gonna just switch that, flip that switch and become a great team.
Yeah.
Like I texted yesterday, there's only Baltimore, the Bills, and the Chiefs that have a shot of representing the FC in the FC in the Super Bowl.
Well, don't forget about if the Cincinnati make it to the playoff,
No,
man. That's
no,
if.
no. Not enough. Not. I just don't see Cincinnati going into Kansas City again and beat them like they did before. Go ahead.
I got a question.
What?
Let's just say since he sneaks in, are you worried about that 7-2 matchup going for them going into Buffalo?
That's a
No,
good question, bro.
no, no. I'm not. Because both teams are two different teams from the last time they played. There's been a lot of changes. So I'm not. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they beat Buffalo, but I'm not worried about it. The teams I'm worried about is Baltimore Ravens and Kansas City Chiefs, and I think we are always prisoners of the moment. Every time we see a great team do something,
Yeah.
like today, everybody saying Lamar is MVP, blah blah blah. Baltimore is the best team in the league after we watched them yesterday. But you know what? This is a week to week league. So this tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, we're gonna see other teams play well. Again, we're gonna flip and switch. But going back to Kansas City, they look excellent, man. Patrick Mahomes is playing like Patrick Mahomes. And here's the biggest thing that I kind of noticed is that Hollywood Brown being back, even I think Patrick Mahomes, I think mentioned it. Worthy now, they're gonna put him where he thrives, where he plays best. You don't
Yeah.
have to play, you don't have to play that position that they'll force him to be.
Right.
Having Hollywood Brown there and Hopkins there and still have Kelsey. Like if you look at the names, man, that offense is loaded. It's scary. That's why I always say I think they've always underachieved. I know they've had injuries. I think they've underachieved because if you look at the names
Right.
on that offense, every defense will be scared to play that. Earlier in the season, I was thinking to beat Kansas City, you just have to score enough points because the offense wasn't good enough. Now to beat Kansas City, going to Kansas City, you gotta go to a shootout. That's why I always think that I know Baltimore. I know a lot of people think Baltimore is tougher than the Buffalo Bills going to Kansas City. I think the Bills would give Kansas City a much better game in Kansas City than Baltimore would at this time of the season because Baltimore, I don't think they can go in a shootout with Kansas City right now. They can run the ball, yeah, but I just don't see them scoring 40 points and beat Kansas City in Kansas City.
Right, but with the way that Bill's defense is playing lately and the way Kansas City defense is playing, do you really think that would be a good matchup for Buffalo Bills?
It's not a good matchup for the Bills. That's why the only the only way the Bills can beat Kansas City on the road, you gotta go into the shootout. Will be Josh Allen taking over and make it a high scoring game because you cannot depend on our defense to carry us. That is which is so crazy because we have a defensive head coach.
Right.
You think our defense will be doing much better, but yeah, going to Kansas City, man, I wouldn't be surprised if they three-pit, man.
Yo, Lino, I got like about 8 second video that I want to show you, right? So when the video is finished, I want you to really tell me, right? And now, as a defender, right? If something like this would have happened, I would have looked at this guy and be like, "Yo, bro, what the fuck, man? What like what's going on? How, dude?" Before I even get it,
It's unbelievable plays, but this is an unbelievable play.
It is.
There's not many guys out there just backhand flipping the ball for a first down.
You know, and I talked to Patrick Mahomes.
bro, how?
Well, I mean,
Like,
what?
no, wait. As a defender, you probably looking at him like, bro, really? What else can he not do? Patrick Mahomes is something that he's dude. Just go ahead and take it, man. Because this guy is something
That's
special.
that's not even the most impressive part of the video. The impressive part of the video is when he threw the ball. Samaj P. Ryan fell down. He was on the ground.
Right.
Right.
He looked up. He didn't even know the ball was thrown. He just happened to get up and see the ball was there. So that was the most impressive part to me is that I was it a throwaway? Did he just hope that he was going to get up because throwing that high in the air and not hoping that a defender will come in and swoop it, you got to have the vision, you got to have the mindset, you got to have the wherewithal, and you got to have the trust that have you practiced this?
He almost looked like
Like,
it was like it was just lucky pass, like he didn't intend to do that. That's what it looked like.
that's what he wants you to think.
Right. He made it look so easy, bro. And this is pro. It's not like after seeing that, I'm like, this guy. I just shake my head and say, okay. Now, getting to the Steelers, bro. Like, I know the past 3 games they play against the Super Bowl contending teams. You know, you got to give
tough
them
teams.
that's a tough
Yeah.
team. You know, the Eagles and the Ravens. Now it's solo. Is Russell Wilson the quarterback to trust moving forward for the Pittsburgh Steelers? Can you trust Russell Wilson to carry the Steelers
for this season at least? You mean?
for this season? Seems like right now he's the feature quarterback so far because they got the feature on the bench.
For the future, absolutely not. It's just a short-term answer, and that's on for this season. And going forward, I mean, who do you trust between Russell Wilson or Justin Fields? Russell Wilson, he's a Super Bowl champion. He has won playoff games. He has the experience. He's a better passer right now, even though Justin Fields is a better runner. I think if I was still as a head coach or coaching staff, this is what I would do. It's probably too late in the season. I would try to create a few packages for Justin Field for certain situations to bring him in and see if that at least helps give them like a low spark, because I don't think Russell Wilson is decent, but Russell Wilson is not the same quarterback that won the Super Bowl for the Seattle Seahawks a few years ago. We saw what happened in Denver. He's not there. He can manage the game enough. If they are playing with the lead, he can't bring you back from a big deficit like it was against I expect when he plays a good defenses like the Steelers, is not the answer. They might win a game in the playoff. I don't even think they're gonna win that division because the Baltimore Ravens coming strong. So even if they make the playoffs, I mean, to answer your question, I don't think Russ Wilson is the easy answer for the Steelers. But at this point, they have no choice. Either they play him, they play Justin Field. Like I say, if I was them, I'll play both of them just to confuse the defenses so they don't know what's going on. But it's definitely not the answer. But what can they do? They stuck with him for now.
What about you, Lino?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to get to the playoffs and compete and whatever, yeah, I mean, with that defense and him being Russ and still having the experience, yes, but ultimately to where you want to go, he is not the answer. I don't
Right.
know who is because I don't think.
It's
Let's
not on
just
the
say,
roster.
yeah, let's just say for argument's sake, they cut Russell or whatever. They can't go with Justin Fields. Justin Fields isn't ready. He's
Right.
not going to bring. He's not going to bring you to the Super Bowl. He's not going to compete with Lamar, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Patrick. He's not going to do that. So
Right.
I think they need to. And a lot of people jumped out there like Sam Darnold, Kirk Cousins. Why would you get Kirk Cousins? That's the same thing as Russell Wilson if we're talking about age.
Right.
But Sam Darnold, I guess. I mean, I wouldn't mind it,
Yeah, but
but
it's not even Minnesota. I don't think they're gonna let him go.
I think that's a topic for another day.
Right,
But
depends on the yeah. Yeah,
but
but
I
speaking about the Steelers defense, I'm sorry. Speaking about the Steelers defense, they give up over 27 points the past 3 games that they lost, and
mhm.
Steelers be known for the defense. What's going on with the D? I know Watts is hurt, but everybody's hurt at this stage of the season. What do you
But
Yeah,
think?
I think there's a lot of miscommunication going back there because I believe Cam Hayward, their defensive tackle, was saying yesterday in the press conference that it's hard to do your job when one guy screws up. So it's like there's a lot of pointing fingers out there, and it didn't help yesterday that their best cornerback Joey Porter Jr. was out. Thanks NFL for scheduling these games so close together. Chris Jones would have played had it been a week. Joey Porter Jr. would have played had it been a week. But because it's so close, they couldn't get that recovery time. So thank you, player safety. We appreciate that. And that's just a bad product that's going to go forward if you want to play these short weeks. What happens when a star player or a key player gets hurt the week before, especially when the NFL was so darn just serious about concussions.
Right.
You can't come back in 4 days after a concussion. You got to pass all these tests, jump all through these hoops. So that's just my little tangent there. But to answer your question about the defense, there's a lot of finger pointing. Yeah, injuries, like you said, injuries, but everybody's nicked up, banged up at this point. You just got to grit and grind through it. I just think when your offense doesn't produce and they go three and out, maybe they get a first down and three and
Whoa,
out.
whoa, whoa, whoa! Talk about someone. You got a lot of nerves in saying that. Stop.
hey,
I
hey, hey,
sure.
Stop. No, no, no,
Musa,
no,
Musa,
no,
Musa.
no,
That
no.
was
We're not
my
about to start.
that was the point I was gonna make. If
Go ahead.
Thank
you
you. Thank you.
listen, I
Go ahead.
understand,
Go
I
ahead.
understand, I understand the difference is listen,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
the defense is struggling a little bit, but the offense has to help out the defense. You gotta sustain those possessions 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes to give your defense a rest. But if you go
Yeah.
through and out, or you just possess the ball for a few minutes, listen, the more positions the defense have to defend, the more they get tired and the more they like to make mistakes. So they have to play complementary football. Special
I'm
teams, offense, and defense, they all have to play well to win games, especially when you play against the Super Bowl champions like Kansas City Chiefs.
I
You
agree.
have three phases of the football team that all have to contribute equally.
Solo,
Now,
solo.
when the offense is not doing their part, the defense gonna look really bad. Listen, throughout the history of the Steelers, when the last time Mike Tomlin had a bad defense, like terrible defense?
True. I agree. I
Never,
agree.
right?
Listen. I agree with everything you say. That's not.
Okay,
That's not why. That's not why I interrupt this guy.
okay,
Last week, when the Eagles defense give up 22 points in the fourth quarter,
okay.
that's the same guy. When I told him the same thing you just said, he told me, "Don't make that excuse. Don't make that excuse. The defense is supposed to be number one." Yes, and I said the same thing about what happened for the offense keep going three and out, three and out. The defense get tired. And this guy was writing all this message. I'm not gonna go through reading the message because we're not talking about the Eagles today. But that's the reason why I interrupt you. So, Lino, what you got to say about that now?
Our defense is not good. The Eagles. We already know Eagles defense is better than the Steelers defense. Steelers defense is hurting. You guys were healthy. You guys were healthy out there, minus that ejection by C.J. Gardner. You guys had all your players there. Your defense is better than the Philadelphia or better than the Steelers, bro.
I
Yeah,
know that.
that
I
is
know
true.
that,
Yeah,
but still, they're still humans. If the offense keep going three and out because Jalen Hurt wasn't there, so what do you expect them to do? They got tired, just like Solo said. They got
They
tired.
got tired, right? The more
Yeah, they got tired.
And you
most
just said the
nasty
same thing
defend,
today.
right?
But last week you were there writing. I'm like, this guy just going off on me.
Listen. We don't talk about the Panthers like we do the Eagles. There's
True.
standards to this. There's just levels. It just hurts more and it hits different. All right, that's okay.
All right.
Yeah, yeah.
So, all
But
right.
listen, I've watched a lot of sports media today, and I just got a message from sports media. We don't want you on the Chiefs bandwagon. All right, don't be all recency bias. Oh, they look good, this and that. I really like them because all year I've been watching you say, I don't know, this team looks different. This team is struggling. Mahomes isn't looking good. Kelsey's just worried about Taylor Swift. Hey, you guys like my dude Travis Kelsey candle? It says
Oh my God, this
Travis Kelsey's tight end. Hey, give it a whiff. Smells delicious.
This is the reason why. Hey, Solo. Now you know why they be coming at him in the comments.
I see. That's why. Yo, LINO. But you can't blame the media and the fans.
That's okay.
For not trusting the Chiefs the first 15 weeks. They didn't show anything they're showing now.
Here's my thing.
What?
The Bills lost to the Texans, Ravens, Rams.
Okay.
But they want. I mean, the outside of the. I mean, you guys got railroaded by the Ravens. Came back against the Texans, but fell short. And then you look really, really good in a loss against the Rams. See, here's the thing. You lose so pretty, and we win so ugly. Like, I don't know. I think I'd rather look good, get my hair done, put some cologne on. When we just get out the garbage, and we're like, all right, ready to go. Here we go. We won. Like, the media just wants this pretty image. They don't want this sluggish. It's like, oh, we're so used to 2018 through 2021 Chiefs. You're not getting that.
Maybe
that's not who we are right now.
Right, but
that's
right
okay.
Now, but the past 2 weeks, that's why you're becoming. So they have the right. They have the right. They have the right to change their opinion of what they thought and what they think now.
Listen, I don't want their opinion. You stay over there. You go with Philly. You go with Detroit. We don't want you. The bus is full of real fans. We don't need any. We don't need any fake jumpers out there.
Let's skip this. Let's skip this between Buffalo and the Chiefs. Leave Philly out of it. You know what I'm saying? Just leave Philly out of it. But let's move on to another game. It was a Christmas Day, but this was an exciting game for you. Looking at it player wise, not total.
Which one?
Overall. Of course, there's only 2 games that was a Christmas Day. What you talking about, man?
I don't remember that again.
You said exciting.
Yeah, play it. Lamar Jackson break the NFL quarterback rushing yards.
Not impressed.
I guess Michael Vick, of course, man, one of the best quarterback I've seen.
Not impressed.
I love Vick. Anyways, I counted for 3 touchdowns. Ravens beat the Texans 31-2. When the last time did you guys heard about an NFL team scoring 2 points? It's been a long time, man.
Chiefs beat the Jaguars 2013, 28-2. Thank you very much.
Anyways. And that was week 1. But go ahead, continue. Sorry, host. Anyways, Lamar didn't have to do much in the throwing game again. The passing game, excuse me. Lamar Jackson complete 10 out of 15, 168 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 turnovers. And CJ Stroud, man, I think he had a nightmare in this game, bro. Complete 17 out of 31, 185 yards and an interception. Derrick Henry, of course, 27 carries, 147 yards, 1 touchdown. Because you got so much to say. What do you think about the Baltimore Ravens stepping into the back-to-back weeks where they matter the most? Oh, so that's Lamar Jackson, no turnovers. Stepping into – I'm just messing with you. But anyway, give me your take on this game, bro.
Jeez, this was hard to watch if you're just like a fan of football. You're like, man, this one team looks really, really good. But this other team looks so bad. Let me give the Ravens their flowers. They're clicking. Just like the Chiefs, they're clicking on all cylinders right now, man. Their defense the past 6 games and the competition that they have played is the competition they will be playing in the playoffs. They've beaten the Texans, they've beaten the Steelers, they've beaten the Chargers, they've beaten I'm missing one. I'm thinking AFC. But they have looked so good. defensively. Offensively, we know what they can do. Defensively, in the beginning of the season was a struggle,
Right.
and it's almost like I think they were giving up 25 points or so their first 10 games. Their last six, they're hovering around that 17 to 18 mark. That is huge.
Right.
So defensively, I think they've turned the tide in the most positive way because that's really that's gonna help them win games in the playoffs. Offensively, it's just here we go again. Just hand it off to Derrick Henry, Lamar, do what you do because the defense is gonna suck in to try and get Henry, pass it over the top. Hey, while you're at it, fake to Henry, and you can take it yourself for a 48-yard run, which he said that he was jogging on. As far as him breaking the all time quarterback rushing record, I'm impressed. I'm not as impressed, but I'm impressed because everybody has to remember that Michael Vick went somewhere for 2 years for some dog fighting, and then when he came back, he really wasn't Andy Reid
That's
kind of
right.
turned him into a passer. So I fully believe Lamar would have broke this record in probably year 9, year 10. So context does matter, but nonetheless, I mean, if you pass Michael Vick and a stat like that, you're doing something right in your career. But on the other side of this game, where now we want to talk about a team and people kind of compare them to Kansas City as far as like we know what they could be, but damn, they just look off this year. They're falling off at the worst time possible.
Yeah.
Injuries have hit them. But CJ Stroud hasn't looked good all year, fellas. He really, really hasn't. Maybe in like a stretch or two, but overall, he has looked bad. The defense isn't what we thought it was, and it was unwatchable to watch them on offense yesterday because they couldn't get anything done other than a lousy ass 2 points that an ex chief punter pinned them down to one, and that's how that got, or else it would have been 31-0.
Yeah.
It was bad. It was bad.
It's crazy because that's all the celebration I see the Texans did last night. The punter.
Oh yeah, I, I remember that.
Solo, what's
But
your take on this, man, from both
yo,
sides, especially from the Texans sides, man?
hey,
Like,
but like Lena said, the Baltimore Ravens look good. They're very dangerous. I mean, they have that Derrick Henry and Lamar, who are almost unstoppable. Uh, but the Texans are just terrible, man. Sometimes I wonder how the heck did they beat the Bills. I'm like, they're so terrible. Like CJ Stroud, he did very well in his first season. Now I'm not. I don't know if he's hitting that wall now.
don't
Eventually,
forget about the injuries that happened because in the beginning when they played the Bills,
right.
I think everybody was healthy. I think.
And the Bills that injuries. But listen, it's the NFL. You
Right.
play with what you have. But whoever gonna get the Texas in the first round in the playoff, I think because they play in a very bad division, they already won their division, right? Pretty much. So they're gonna host, which means they're gonna host the game. And whoever's going to Houston, this they're smiling. Go ahead, man.
uh, that might be the Steelers.
That might be the Steelers.
It's looking like the Steelers.
Yeah.
And if that happens, I think you can say the Steelers might win that first game. I
Right.
just don't see. And Houston, they used to be. We thought they were very well coached. By watching that game yesterday, coaching was bad. The players were bad. I mean, everything was bad. CJ, like I texted in the group, I said, CJ Stroud, he could be completely an easy pass.
Right.
And I know he was playing against the Baltimore Ravens, which is very, very, very good. But I I just can't believe how bad Houston looked. I mean, now the Ravens. Sometimes the Ravens every now and then they give us these great games, but then you're like, how the heck they lost? How did they lose this 4 other games? Like to the Vegas Raiders at home. I'm like, what's going on? And
But you
then
got like in the beginning of the season, the Ravens were struggling. They got a new offensive line, new offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator, and they're trying to figure it
right,
out with
but
Lamar and Henry. You know,
I'm right, which is true. And I'm just saying the Ravens, since Lamar got drafted, they'll show us how great they could be,
okay.
and then come playoff time, like last year. They were the best team in the FC, right? Probably in the NFL. What happened? The Kansas City come in their house and beat them. So it is hard to trust the Ravens. They play very well in the regular season, just like the Bills. They play so well in the regular season all the time. So we're not gonna judge Lamar and Derrick Henry on what they're doing right now. They will be judged in the playoffs. So as a Bills fan, I'm scared of the Ravens too because they are. I know. It was many weeks ago since these two teams played, and those are two different teams, and now it's different. But I'm still nervous just the way. Sometimes it's just different matchups. It doesn't mean just because they one team beats another team, and if you beat the other team, then you're gonna beat the other team. It's sometimes just matchups. For some reason, I feel like the Ravens match up very well with the Bills, and so I think if I right now, if I had to give you the odds of who's gonna make the AFC Championship, I'll go in this order. I'll go Kansas City, Baltimore Ravens, then Buffalo Bills.
Yeah. I mean, well, if you didn't watch this game, man, you might think the defense had about 5-6 turnovers against the Texans, but it's only one turnover. It's so lopsided this game. I was very disappointed by the Texans and happy to see Lamar do what Lamar do, man. This is why I like watching Lamar Jackson play, man. Like
Lamar's great.
Around, man. But some people here think Lamar can't show up in the big game. This is one of the big games. He got no turnovers.
No, come on, Mosa. Mosa, come on. You can't.
Give Lamar his flowers. Give Lamar his flowers.
Yeah, but you can't say this was a big game.
This is a big game.
This was a big game,
bro. Your division rival. Who like they was on top of the division, just won the game.
They play Houston.
Steelers just lost the game, and if you win, you on top of the division.
Yeah, but like just same way you judge the Bills. You always say, let's see what they're gonna do the playoffs. Be fair. Tell the same to the Ravens. Let's see what they do in the playoff.
We
already know. But listen. You have to understand. And I've said this when the Ravens look at their best, the ball is not in Lamar's hands. He only passed 15 times. They ran the ball 43 times yesterday.
But how many yards? How many rushing yards Lamar had?
That doesn't matter.
What do you mean? Doesn't matter?
How many yards Derrick Henry had?
147.
And how many yards?
Then last week he had 162.
How many yards did Lamar have?
47. 87.
Yo, Musa,
how many touchdowns?
One. And guess what? Want to know why? Because he faked it. You fake it to Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is the ultimate decoy, bro. You have to understand that.
He had two.
I understand that.
2 touchdowns.
He got 2 touchdown passes, and then he got a 1 rushing, right? So that's 3 touchdowns, which is 21 points out of 31 points.
Okay. Yo, Musa.
Right?
Musa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Musa, I have a question for you though.
And he had 0 turnovers.
Okay, Musa.
Okay.
This game plan they had against Houston, that game plan will now work with Kansas City.
How you know
why? Why?
How do you know?
Because
they tried it last year.
Now we're talking about last year. This guy.
No, Musa. No, hold on. Let me finish my point. Like you said, so Lamar Jackson only had 168 yards passing, right? To play the Kansas City, you're not gonna beat them just running the ball for the most part. Don't
forget, he didn't play most of the 4th quarter. Just saying.
Right. But I'm telling you that you can beat Houston playing like that. I don't see them beating Kansas City playing the way they played.
Why you guys making it seem like Houston defense is so trash? I mean, last night.
What trash yesterday?
That was yesterday because Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry exposed them. I understand that, but
they're
not trash.
Why they were trash? I'm just saying. It's the matchup that make Baltimore play that kind of football. When they play against Kansas City, Lamar is gonna have to throw for more than 200 yards to have a chance to win. He can't throw for 100 yards and beat Kansas City. That's not happening.
Can we just leave Kansas City out of it because they are the best team in the NFL?
But
we're not. No, we're not.
Musa, that's who they're gonna play. That's who they're gonna play.
So basically, you forfeited the Bills when you got to make it that far. That's what you say.
No, I'm just saying they're gonna play the Bills, or it's either the Bills or Kansas City. They're gonna play on. You have like so. For Baltimore to go to the Super Bowl, they have to beat both Buffalo and Kansas City to get there. the way Kansas City do it last year, beating Buffalo in Buffalo and going to Baltimore, beat Baltimore. That's the route that the Ravens have to take, and then after that, we can judge them.
All
And
right.
about the Michael Vick, don't forget Michael Vick did that record in less games with a 2-year absent from football. So yeah, Lamar was impressive, but Vick is Vick.
Vic is Vic. I'm not gonna say they disagree with you against Vic. Vic is is my favorite quarterback of all time. He's the reason why we play Madden. Everybody want to pick Vic, even though we was not a Falcon fan. I understand Michael Vick is a legend.
Right.
So. But speaking of the MVP, man, I got a question for you guys, man. After last night's game, well, like solos every game, but this is gonna be one of the closest games. So I'm gonna ask you guys about the one odd play that's included into this MVP. What does Saquon need to do to win MVP against these two quarterbacks, which is playing great football? Look at the numbers, bro.
Because it is a quarterback award. It's not a running back award. So there's nothing he can do. He has to do something extraordinary, like broke the record with many more yards over. And even that, some voters they'll be like, well, but he did it in more games than the previous people did it. So, which is really sucks because I think if you're gonna talk about MVP, it should include all the players. They do say it includes other players like running backs and receivers, but we all know it's a quarterback award. So they just mention him but at this point, he has won 2 more games left.
2 more games.
And he got and needs like 400 yards.
No, he needs 268 yards. Playing against the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants.
Division games. Yeah, I just feel like even if he breaks the record, there'll be some voters that will be like, nah, you know what? Because the quarterbacks, they touch the ball every position. So they are responsible for most of the things that is going on in the football game. And some voters, they still will not vote for him.
Let me just remind you something, Ray. If it wasn't for the touch push of the brotherly love, he would have had 22 touchdowns by now instead of 13. Just throwing that out there. Lino, what do you think, man? What is the odds of Saquon winning this?
I always say if you get over 2K as a running back, you have to be put at the top, or we can argue about it. But he's got like Solo said, for a running back to break it, you got to do what AP did that one year because I believe AP was the last one to win the MVP.
Right.
As a running back in 2013, you have to do something spectacular because it's unfortunately a quarterback award.
Right.
And I want him to break it because I think he deserves it. Because if you want to talk about narratives, that's a great narrative. Giants push you out, saying bye. Here you go. We don't think you're good anymore because you can't run with us. But little do they know, they have their own problems because they have nobody to block for Saquon. Well, guess what? Philly's got a pretty good offensive line. Come run with us. Look, I bet you can do something. And look at him. So that's good on his own. But this is like recency. But so it seemed like when Josh was getting his MVP favorites heating up and everything, he had great games. But not only great games, there were games on either standalone games, the Sunday night game with the Niners, or nationally televised games with the Chiefs and the Lions, and everybody got to see it. And Lamar was kind of off to the side doing his thing, but it wasn't on the big TV. Now, the last couple games outside of the New York market, Bills haven't really been on, and we've seen Lamar on the big screen with the Steelers and last night with the Texans game. So everybody has like, oh yeah, Lamar, I forgot about him. He can play too. So it's going to be interesting to see. Let's just say Josh has a great game Sunday, like a really good game. People are going to forget about this game.
I guess the New York Jets, by the way. But go ahead.
But it doesn't matter. That's how people operate, though.
Listen. Think about it like this: against the New England Patriots, he had an off game, but Patriots aren't any better record-wise. Maybe defense a little bit because there's not there at least in New England. There's no controversy. Jets, they're just a damn mess. But that's neither here nor there. What I'm trying to say is, if Josh Allen has a great game on Sunday, nobody's going to remember these Wednesday games because you look and you remember the last thing you see, and the last thing you see is Josh Allen throwing for 300 and 3-4 touchdowns with no interceptions.
Now, I'm about to interrupt you there because you guys keep talking about Josh Allen, right? Most of the plays that Josh Allen did throughout the season is basically rushing touchdowns, and he's using his feet, right? Like a running back would. the 1 yard line, the 2 yard line. We'll talk about, he's the first quarterback that had 3-on-3. But how many yards did he have as a passing quarterback? He was using his legs. And this guy,
right, is right behind Lamar. It's not like don't throw.
Right, but then you got a running back who also using his leg, about to break the record. If he break the record, that's something totally different because nobody has done it since 1984. Peterson did it in 2013, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, who was
so short?
Hey, who was his quarterback? AP.
Who? Christian Ponder.
Okay. And who's Saquon Barkley's quarterback?
Go ahead, say it.
Can you even compare?
You the same guy that said that Jalen Hurts is not that good of a quarterback. If he wasn't for Saquon Barkley,
I said he wasn't good. When did I say he wasn't good?
Stop, man.
I never said he wasn't good.
Stop. Saquon for MVP.
Hey, listen.
Can we just can we if he break the record, just like Lino said earlier, his resume, after being kicked out from a team thinking he was too old, he wasn't good enough. Other teams didn't pick him up based on his age because he's a running back. And then he signed and break a record with that many touchdowns and the X factor, bro. Saquon deserved his MVP, bro.
I don't think he's gonna break the record though, because I foresee you guys winning Sunday against the Cowboys.
I don't know because Jalen Hurts might not play. I don't know yet about that.
But, if you win Sunday, you're pretty much you're locked in, right?
Right.
So if you have nothing to play for, depends how many yards Saquon gets Sunday. If he's anywhere in sniffing mode, I can see the Eagles playing him. But then you're like, if he gets a record, is it worth not getting the injury?
Right.
True.
Even if he gets the record, I still don't think he's going to be MVP because it's too much Lamar Josh. It's too much Lamar Josh, and that's all people are going to see. And then you can get into the debate of Lamar's got 5 losses.
Can you guys please stop talking about Josh Allen about this MVP conversation right now? Come on now.
Listen, the Bills' offensive line truly believes. They got him a chain that says MVP in the back of the chain.
I saw that.
What do they know that we don't know?
And Derrick Henry confirmed yesterday. He said Lamar should be the MVP. So
the only way Josh Allen is gonna win this is because he never won it, and they want to see somebody different.
Well, probably. But I'm just here to tell you that.
Come now.
You gotta understand. You gotta understand the mind of the voters, man. Like,
because if that's the case, if we going by record, if that's the case, that Patrick Mahomes should win the MVP. Because basically, because check this out though. When you look at the numbers, bro, just look at the numbers. If we go by the records, that means Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs, this is the first time in franchise history winning 50 games in a row, and he's 15-1, and they were struggling all season. But this guy was managed to find a way to pull games off and do it. Do not give Patrick Mahomes the ball 2 minutes, 1 minute, 50 seconds. 13 seconds. It doesn't matter. If that's the case, it's going to happen.
Musa, I agree with what you just said. The problem is, and I know you don't like Josh Allen.
This guy keeps saying,
hold on, let me make the point. The past couple seasons that Lamar won the MVP, he didn't have the best stats, but he had the winning record. And what they do, they give him the MVP. So now we flip to this year. He has the better stats, but his team has more losses. So we're going to change the rules now from what we did last year.
That's my point. So if that's the case, then she won it.
Exactly. But last year, they gave it to Lamar because his team was the best team in the NFL, even though Josh Allen had better stats. So now flip it this year. Josh Allen, his team has a better record, but his stats not as good as Lamar. So what do you do? How do you decide?
Good one. I mean, we found out because I know the voters just gonna vote for Josh Allen because he never won it. Because probably that's the only thing that Bill's gonna win this season. Probably get pumped for the first round of the playoff.
It doesn't even matter how many MVPs win the Super Bowl. Not all of them. So it doesn't even matter.
True. Lino, any last stick, man? Do you want to talk about your Kansas City Chiefs being on top of the AFC after what happened last season? They can't go
said-
in the road, and they went in
said-
the road
He
and
said
won
he's
it.
happy. He said he's
Now
happy,
they,
man.
I mean, now they AFC top seed. What else can they? I mean, what else can the Kansas City? Dude, this team I don't understand, man. This mother. I'm not hating.
Yeah.
Like So go ahead, talk to me, man. Give your last take before we get out of here.
No, I mean we're just primed for January. We're ready to go. We're just excited. I'm excited to get the January playoff football and see what this team has because every year is different and every story is different. I want to see how this story ends. And hopefully it ends with a championship. I'm not promising anything. I'm just hoping that we can get to the Super Bowl and win it. That's all that I'm not saying that we're gonna win it. I'm not guaranteeing a damn thing.
All
But
right, Lena.
we look good.
Lena, I have a question for you then.
Hmm.
I'm gonna give you 4 teams that likely will come into Kansas City at Arrowhead and play Kansas City. Tell me which team you're most likely scared of. Maybe not scared, but you kind of like that'll be tough game. If Baltimore comes into Kansas, or Buffalo, or Cincinnati Bengals,
Huh?
like which one you think like I'll be nervous?
Kryptonite.
Yeah, the Bengals.
No.
Yeah. Stop. Stop.
Who?
No. I have to say
The Ravens.
I have to say Buffalo. It's not a good matchup for us.
The only reason why you say that because y'all lost by them in the regular season. You guys lost to Buffalo.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, but
in the playoff.
We lost to them in the regular season the past 18 years.
That's what I'm
Right.
saying. That's a regular season games you're going by. But and I know you said this the beginning. I think about week 5 or something like that. How the Bengals are the Josh Allen's. Patrick Mahomes kryptonite, the defense. And I do think the Bengals, the Cincinnati Bengals, make it to the playoff playing against the Kansas City Chiefs will be a better matchup.
So Mosa, if you're a Chiefs fan, you're saying you'll be more nervous for the Kansas City if they play the Bengals at home.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I've seen it happen. And I see there's only one quarterback in the AFC that beat Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoff at home, if I'm not mistaken. Who was that team?
They don't have that same team, bro. That's what you forget.
Just answer the question, bro. Who was that team?
Cincinnati.
That's it. I'm just saying, like, bro, Cincinnati got the weapons, bro. Like, Kansas City, I really think that Buffalo defense the past few weeks are showing me, like, okay, you know what? I can't trust them in the playoff going against the Ravens or the Chiefs. I mean, I wish everybody was healthy for the Texans, but that's a conversation for another day. But Cincinnati's offense could match against the Kansas City Chiefs, bro.
But the Bengals defense is terrible, though.
But
year,
Cincinnati is not a good team this year, bro. They're not a good team this year.
They're not. But
they probably won't even get in. I was just giving an example if they sneak in. But
do you know Cincinnati for their they got 6 wins, right?
I know.
For the 6 teams that they played, their quarterbacks have been benched. Just saying.
Hey.
They haven't beat anybody of caliber.
Hey, and then I have
one question. Do you think that the Chiefs struggle this season has anything to do with the players that they have, or just the offense struggle this season? Do you think it has anything to do with the players that they have?
The Chiefs?
Yes.
I think it has to do a lot with injuries. We lost 6 of our top receivers, 6 of our 9 top receivers. We lost our running back. We lost our running back for 2 months.
And what do you think?
We lost our second cornerback. Week 6, week 7, out for the season. We lost players in the offseason, like every players do. So I'm just saying we lost so many players, and then the players that we thought were going to step up for the players that we lost had got hurt. We had to sign Kareem Hunt off the street. We have to sign DJ Humphries off the street. Joe Tooney's got to move from tackle or guard over the tackle. We've shifted so many things, but only one thing remains constant, and that's Patrick Mahomes.
And what do you think Cincinnati's struggle was
this year?
Defense, 1,000%.
Just like every year, right?
No, because they've had great defenses.
Bro,
But
we sit here a couple times talking about how Cincinnati is so cheap about the offensive line can protect Joe Burrow for how many years?
The offensive line has been bad, but actually
that's always been bad. Even when they made the Super Bowl, that's always been bad. I think Joe Burrow got sacked a record amount of times in those 3 playoff games leading up to the Super Bowl.
And then he still beat Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs to make it to the Super Bowl.
But he had a better team.
Yes, it's a team game. It's a team game. I think you seem to forget. Maybe if Joe Burrow wasn't greedy and take all that money, maybe they could have played at least a player or two on defense.
Yo, fellas, man, I appreciate you guys for being here, man. LINO, Solo, man, thank you guys for being here, man. Thank you for watching Ball Sport, man. You guys, the Kansas City Chiefs might make it to the Super Bowl again, man. Playing against the Philadelphia Eagles, of course.
I will be if
everything goes right. Don't laugh. Who else? Detroit Lions. That's who you guys want to play. Y'all don't want to play us because the rematch will be a total different. Hopefully, Crybaby Nick got something going on. What you think, LINO?
I got no comment.
All right, fellas, man. Thanks, man. Yo, Solo, appreciate you, bro.
Yo,
Liverpool looking good, bro.
Liverpool looking good
today, but we're not talking about. That's a conversation for another day. Chelsea disappointed me today, bro. But my Lakers didn't. I know y'all saw LeBron King James last night leading his team without a broken glass AD. We good though.
I saw that, man. Impressive win by the Lakers, man. Yo, but that Steph Curry, man, you gotta give that boy some mad respect, man. He was hitting shot after shot. Dude, crazy.
Steph is special, man. I love it, man. Everybody showed us a superstar last night, man. Except for Carl Anthony Towns that got them messed up my Pearly. He couldn't give me 10 rebounds.
Yeah, but the Knicks came back. The Knicks came back and won that game, though. So,
all right, fellas, man. Thanks, man.